This time next week, I'm actually going to go out with a buddy of mine. I never rode a motorcycle in my life. He's going to teach me how to do it. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, motorcycle, well, fucking just go buy the coffin with it. I'm not. I'm dirt bikes. I'm just going to ride a fucking dirt bike just because I want to learn how to fucking ride one. You know what I mean? Just for that MacGyver moment. There's a couple things I want to learn how to do. I want to fucking learn how to ride a motorcycle and maybe fly a helicopter. Just so I have my, just in case if I'm ever in some Jason Bourne kind of situation. You ever think about that shit? What's great about action fucking heroes is I don't give a fuck what vehicle it is. I don't care if it can fly, if it's on the water, if it's a fucking dump truck, if it's a goddamn tank. If it's a fucking hovercraft. Those sons of bitches, not only did they have time to be trained in every form of martial arts, swords, weaponry, guns, anything. They know how all that works, and they can drive every fucking vehicle known to man. You got to do that. You got to, as a guy, you got to make your, or a woman, right? As a girl, remember that when they used to spell it GRRL because you guys weren't taking no more shit, baby. You got to make that fucking your action hero list. Your Jason Bourne list. Have you ever seen an action movie where the fucking guy jumps into some vehicle or plane or anything is like, how does this work? Does anybody know how to drive a fucking helicopter? Fly it or whatever? I want to be able to do that shit. What's his face? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has a pilot's license. He can ride a motorcycle. Remember Top Gun when he was fucking riding without his helmet on, right? He can he can drive a sports car. I wanted the helicopter though. That's probably the wild card. Everybody's got that. It's like a great pitcher. He's got his 4 pitches or whatever. But not everybody has the cut fastball. I think the helicopter is the cut fastball for maybe it's a knuckleball for an action hero. Whatever. I never learned how to ride a motorcycle because my parents would not allow it. They just wouldn't allow it. And, what the fuck was I going to do? I didn't have the money to buy one. I wanted to get one, which required them. I was like, can you buy me this? They're like, no. And if we could afford it, we wouldn't. And I was like, why not? And they're like, because you're going to fucking die. All right? And as annoying as you are as a child, we don't want that to happen. So, no, we're not getting you that. And then I remember I got old enough and I was going to buy, the motorcycle came out. It was called the Honda Rebel. And it was only $1,200. This was the 80s. And I still remember the commercial. It was something like, look at my watch. It was 9:51, so I called up my girl, said, let's have some fun. And we rolled, riding on a Rebel. Boo, get this fucking bike. Something like that, right? And I was going to buy it. And the girl I was seeing at the time said, if you buy that, you might as well buy the coffin to go with it. And I don't know. I talked to a couple other people, and people work in emergency rooms. They call people who ride motorcycles, they just call them organ donors. And I was under the impression of, yeah, but what if you got really good at riding a bike? People suck at riding bikes. Maybe if you got really good at it. And I basically, eventually, probably somebody told me. It's like, listen, stupid. It doesn't matter how good you are. If somebody sucks at driving a car, they're in a fucking car, you're on a motorcycle. That's it, There's no fender benders, as they say on those things. So I was just like, all right, you know what? That's probably a good idea. Oh, fucking action heroes can also ride a horse. It's just not, there's nothing they can't fucking do. They can climb up the side of a building. So what you got to do, you got to get a chin-up bar, and then you got to start knocking down all these modes of transportation. Because that's as big a part of fucking Armageddon as, growing your own food and having your own water supply. You have to be able to drive every mode of transportation. I guarantee you, if you go on YouTube, there's going to be a video. I've never looked this up, but how to drive a tank. I bet somewhere on the internet, Somewhere on the internet, I bet that there's a video that will teach you how to do that shit.